All right, greetings, scholars. Beautiful mind here. We have the following question from calculus. There was a request to see how to put this in TI-84. So I have TI-83 plus, and they're pretty close. There might be some minor differences in the keystrokes, but So we have this table on the left side. We have x. For our x values. Let me see, 1.5. Okay. Okay, and so then on the right we have this function. Now this function looks like it comes from precalculus, right? Because we have the sine, cosine, and tangent. But yeah, so we got x cubed plus cosine of 5x over 10,000. So I might have to go back and forth a little bit. So again, I'm working on a TI-83 plus, which is pretty close to a TI-84 or 84 plus. So on the up top left, where it says y equals, I'm going to click on that. I'm forgetting already. Cosine of 5x over 10,000. So my x, so you see on the left where it says second, and then it says alpha, there's I guess, an orange or yellow second, and then like a teal alpha. To the right of that alpha, it's x, t, theta, n. I'm going to hit that for my x. To the power of 3 plus, I think it was cosine of 5x divided by 10,000. So cosine is kind of in the center of the calculator here. So cosine 5x upper, again, just to the right of the alpha button. I think, yeah, we should be good. Let's go. Divided by 10,000. 1, 2, 3. Right. I kind of hesitated because you got to be sure to do your parenthesis up. I need to change that. Let's back up. All right, there. I'm going to insert. I'm hitting second delete. Insert is just above it. You have to do your parentheses properly there. All right. So I want this expression cosine of 5x. I want that divided by 10,000. I think the way I have it typed in should be okay. Let me fix this parenthesis over here. So when you're typing it in, like the first challenge is being sure to use your parentheses properly. Keep in mind that the calculator does know how to do order of operation, which is the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally's last request. It does take some practice to get used to using your parentheses properly, and being able to use order of operation properly. Yeah, there's some nuances there, but we're gonna go with this, okay? So then in the upper right hand corner, let me think about it. I need a proper window. Oh, actually, we're not even looking at the graph. So then we wanted to see those those points plotted, or look at that table. I'm going to go back to the home. So I'm going to hit second mode, like second, and then mode is just to the right. So because I'm basically trying to get to that quit, it's going to bring me back to the home screen. So then to look at that data set, I'm going to go to stat. So you see the second button in the top left corner. I go right 1, 2. I go down 1, and there's the stat button. I'm going to hit stat. And I'm going to hit edit. Okay. Let me think about this. I could do a table. There's stat list. Okay. I'm going to think. Yeah, because originally I was going to do table, but then I realized that, the plot points weren't the same distance. So instead of doing the stat, because we're not plotting points, we can just manually calculate those. Okay, so I'm gonna hit second quit to go back to the home screen. So then another way we can go about this is to just manually write the table. So what I'll do, you know, and I'm again, it might, the keystrokes in the TA84 might be a little bit different, but I'll show how to do this on a 83 plus variables. Okay, so if I start at the second button on the top left, if I go down by 1, 2, and then right by 1, 2, 3, there's a button that says VARS, which is short for variables. I'm going to click on that button that says variables. I'm going to go to the right by 1 where it says Y variables. I'm going to click number 1 for function and number 1 again for Y1. And so basically what I'm doing is calling on that function that we just typed in. I'm going to do open parentheses. So this is kind of like doing, like if you have this function, right, f of x equals something, and then like if we wanted to do f of 1, right, where that means replace each x with a 1 and then simplify, right? So this is like function evaluation. So you can just plug in your numbers that you want to evaluate. So we have 1.5, 0.1, okay. So for instance, when x is 1, right, close parentheses, this is basically going to run this through our function. We get this result, quad 0, 28, 1, 2, 3, quad 0, 28, all right, okay? Let's look at 0.5. So instead of doing all those keystrokes where I hit the VARS, the variables button and doing all of that, I'm going to hit second enter, and that basically pulls back up my previous entry. All right, so if I hit second and enter, you see the yellow on the top left, it says entry right there. So that pulls up the previous entries that I've done, so I don't have to do those keystrokes again. And so what this is a calculator emulator from this site called chemtech.net. I haven't found other emulators. It's a little bit convoluted to kind of get this set up. This is a free calculator, but it is a little bit of a challenge to get it set up. You have to download like a ROM. I haven't found an 84. I haven't found really any other ROM. It took me a while to kind of get this working properly, but I've been using it for years. But anywho. So I think the next one was 0.5. So I'm going to go here and I type 0.5 like that. You don't really have to close parentheses, but, in this one, I'm going to just go ahead and hit enter. All right. And then so you can like be filling in the table. 12, 49, 19, 12, 49. Okay. And they're doing what? 1, 2, 3, 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So notice in the 6th position is a 9. And then after the 9 is an 8. So because that 8 is higher than 5, it rounds up from 19 to 20, right? And so that's how they got that result. So then I just want to repeat that. I think the next one is what, 0.1. So I'm going to hit second entry. And instead of 0.5, now I'm going to do 0.1. I could close the parentheses or just hit enter. They both work the same. In this case, 00, 10, and so it should be 88, right? Because it's 87. After the 7 is another 7. So because that 7 is 5 or greater, that means we round up to 8. So it should be 00, 10, 88. Let's see. 00, 10, 88. And then the next one is 0.05. I'm going to hit second enter. 0.05. All right. So what we're doing again is evaluating our function when x is 0.05. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. So that e to the negative 4 that you see at the end, that means times 10 to the power of negative 4. So this number, basically what we do is move the decimal to the left by four spaces. So it's like it should be 0.000 222. All right. We move the decimal to the left by 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to create 3 zeros on the left. And then, so we still need 3 more placeholders. So then looking at this, it would be 221. After the 1 is an 8. The 8 tells us to round up by 1. So then it would be 000 222. Let's see. 000 222. The last one is 0.01. I'm going to hit second enter. Change that 5 to a 1. Again, so that e to the negative 4 means times 10 to the power of negative 4. So long story short, remove the decimal to the left by 4 spaces. So then the decimal will be 0.000. Okay, let me see, a 100. After the 0 is an 8. So it should be 000101. 000101, right? Okay. So that was just me manually going through. Now, I don't think I can scroll back up. Another way you could have done this, like if you have, sometimes I'll use spreadsheets. Let me see. I think there is a way for it to do those calculations on here, but this is just one way I could do it kind of quickly. Like if you were working on either, if you have Microsoft Excel or numbers and spreadsheets, you can insert a formula. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up numbers. I just want to showcase this in a spreadsheet. So numbers, hopefully I don't think I have anything sensitive. Cool. Okay, cool. Let's do, I just want to blink. Okay, so let me see. Okay. All right, so I'm working in numbers, right? And the structure, if you were working in Microsoft Excel, is pretty similar. I just want to showcase how to create that sheet in a spreadsheet. And so again, this is numbers and iOS. And so let me see. What in the left here, I'm basically going to make a table. These are going to be my X values. Over here, I'm going to put f of x. Right. Let me kind of, that's better, okay. Now my X values over here on the left, I think we had what, 1 and then 0.5. Let's go like this, 0.5. And then we had what, 0.1. Then we had 0.05. And then I think we had 0.01, and I think that was it, right? So I'm basically just creating a table, right? And so what we can do is pass each of these through the function. Let me see. Here, I'll go ahead and showcase what the function is. Let's see, so f of x, I got an equation editor. Let's see, where's my equal? Okay. I'm not doing a function just yet. So this was f of x equals, I think it was like x cubed. So x to the power of 3. Let me think. Plus cosine parentheses of 5x divided by, is it 10,000? Let me go check one more time. Again, use of parentheses and things of that nature. Okay. All right, so, okay. So again, it was x cubed plus cosine of 5x divided by 10,000. I'm sure there's like an equation editor version where we can get that to look like an equation, but that's just for reference so we can see what it is. So now to like pass these through the functions and spit out those results, in the results column, let me see. So like if you were on a keyboard, you would actually just type the equal sign, just hit equal, and that puts you in function mode where you can like do calculations on different cells. So let me see. So if we're saying x cubed, x is the cell to the left, so I'm going to hit that left cell. We want to say that one to the power of 3. Let me see. There it is. So to the power of 3. Let me see. This is fine. Let's just keep going. So we want to say that left cell to the power of 3 plus cosine. I'm just going to type cosine. That should be okay. That's looking pretty good. Cosine of 5x. Close parenthesis. Not 5x. Sorry. So cosine of 5x is going to be cosine of 5 times. Again, x is that cell to the left. So I'm going to click there again. Right. So 5 times the left-hand cell. Okay. Let's close out the parentheses. And then we want to say that divided by 10,000. Okay. So this is, again, equation editor mode. Again, what I did, I made my table. The top header on the left was X. To the right of that was our equation, just for reference. And then I did my X values. And then I went into equation editor mode. Again, you hit equals. Now, when I wanted to do x cubed, I clicked on that cell to represent x. I want to say that cell to the power of 3 plus cosine of 5 times that cell, close parentheses. Let me see. And then divided by 10,000, right? And we should get, and I think that's the same thing. Now, we can set the number of decimal places. Let me see. If I highlight that cell, now in iOS, it's this little paintbrush thing here. Format, percentage, currency, number. Let me see if I can figure it out. Okay, decimals, here it is. And so I think we were going to 6 decimal places, so it should be able to round for us. Quad 028, right? So the hardest part is getting that first one. Once we get that the way we like, we can basically copy that formula and paste it all below. So I have that cell highlighted, and I think it's autofill cells in this instance. I'm just going to drag them. But again, once it's behaving properly, you can just copy and paste, and it's going to copy that formula and do the action for each entry on the left, right? And these results, I think they look pretty much like what we got when we did it before, all right? So that was showcased using a spreadsheet. Again, I'm working in the iOS. There it is. Nope. How could I? Done. Be nice if there was a way to deselect. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of the night. I'm just waking up. But yeah, that was just showcasing using iOS spreadsheets. This is numbers in iOS, but Excel is similar. And for those details, maybe just do a little Google search on how to create a table in Excel. It's a similar thing. The main thing is the equation editor mode, and it takes practice and a little bit of whatever, but it's possible. I just wanted you to see that it's possible. So if you have questions, just ask me and we can kind of go back and forth. Yeah, so we saw at least 2 different ways. Again, we originally did it in TA83 Plus. If anything is different, you have to Google it to try to. That's a whole nother thing to figure out how to use your specific calculator. But yeah, okay. And so with that, we are going to end the session here. And now, from one beautiful mind to another, have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.